Glossy. This is Sound Fusion Radio with DJ Gloss.
Well, it's just about 8 o'clock now, and it's time for us to go and have a wonderful chat with the delightful Gina Carey.
Hi, this is Gina Carey, and it's all about the love of music on Sound Fusion Radio.
Hello.
Hello there, is that Gina Carey?
This is her.
Hi Gina, it's DJ Gloss here from London, England, Sound Fusion Radio.
Hi DJ Gloss.
How are you? You well?
I am wonderful.
You're sounding wonderful, that's for sure, coming through loud and clear, so that's always a good start.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for agreeing to do the interview today, and I'm glad we rescheduled it to a more, shall we say, civilised time for you, your side, because I think 5 a.m. was a little bit early, really, wasn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's 1 o'clock over here, and it's fine.
That's good. Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you very much for the drops as well, because I'm already using them, so thanks for those.
Okay.
Yeah, they were great. So, do you mind if I start to ask you a few questions then?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, then let's start off. Unique and soulful. They're words that are used to describe you, but can you tell us where it all began with you, music-wise?
Okay, my musical journey began at my childhood. I started singing around 8 years old with my dad. And he was a pastor, and he would take me to church with him.
Yeah.
And I hated singing in front of everybody, and he kind of just forced me to sing, not in a cool way, but more in a way where he was proud of me.
Of course.
Of another one of him, you know.
Lovely. That's brilliant. So,
and then I just went from there.
Okay. Can you remember what your first live performance was as a child? I mean, it doesn't have to be a professional one, but your first sort of live performance in front of an audience.
Yes. My first live performance was when I was in grammar school, and I remember I did it was a school program, and it was actually some sort of a play. And after the play, I sang a Denise Williams song, and I sang Silly, a song called Silly by Denise Williams, and I'll never forget it. I had her actual album because Denise Williams was my favorite artist growing up listening to, and I had her actual album.
Yeah.
And on the album cut, they had additional parts of the song where she did these high notes at the end. And when you hear the radio cut, it would not, it would cut that part off. So a lot of my classmates did not hear that part. So at the end of the song, I began to do that, that part, that high part that she would do at the end.
Yeah.
And the students were laughing at me. And I kept trying to tell them, on the album.
Well, they can't say you didn't make it your own, can they? I mean, let's face it. I mean, wow. I mean, if they'd never heard it before as well, that's even better.
Yeah.
Well, what that was, Gina, was you showing them how to do the song properly. That's what it was.
Yes. I had to do it the right way.
Of course. Yes, absolutely. So, talking about firsts, can you remember your first ever recording session in a studio? Can you remember that?
Yes, I can.
Can you tell us
my
about
first
it? Sorry, I didn't mention. I was going to say, can you tell us about it? But unfortunately, because of the delay on the telephone, I cut over you. I do apologise.
Oh, that's okay. My first recording session was when I was in high school, and it was a teacher that I went to school with. He was actually he had his home studio, and he would hear me sing around the school. And there was a young man that also attended the school that he was working with, and he was recording. And so my mother gave me permission to do a song, and I remember the song clearly. It was called Comfort Me. But it was so funny that now that I think about it as an adult, because being a child, that was such a mature song for me to sing as a child. comfort me, got to find someone to take my pain away. So, I sang the song, but, I think what it missed was the actual experience of being in a relationship. But that was my first ever in a little apartment recording studio.
Wow, that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. So, I mean, you're likened to the fantastic Stephanie Mills vocally. I've read that, which is wonderful and lovely. But who were your other idols? Who were your idols and influences as you were growing up, music-wise?
The influences that I grew up listening to, I have such a wide variety because I was exposed to so many different. My dad, he was more into he gave us an exposure of like the Frank Sinatras and all of that. And then my mother, on the opposite end of the spectrum, was more into Billie Holiday and singers like African singers like Mary Makita and let's see. So I got so many things, and so I would say Billie Holiday, Denise Williams. Ella Fitzgerald. Let's see here. Gladys Knight, definitely Gladys Knight.
Wow.
I would say probably some of those are, are the artists that I really, really got to listen to, a lot of, and Jackie Wilson. I listened to a lot of Jackie Wilson growing up.
Wow, I mean, what a wonderful variety of artists. Anyway, I mean, a wonderful broad spectrum. But the ones you quote by name, every single one, awesome. Every single one, and with influences like that, it's no wonder you sound so good.
Yes. I'm so grateful that I had parents. I came from a musical family. Both my mom, my dad sang, my grandmothers, both of them sang, my sisters sing. So we come from a musical family of dancing and singing, and there was just such a wide variety. I can listen to anything from disco to soul. Just I can sit back and listen to classical music. So I just love music.
That's always an advantage in the industry that we're in, that's for sure. Because
yes.
we hear plenty. That's great. That's lovely to hear. Can I ask you some questions, sort of more specifically about your music, your awards, albums, and so on? Is that okay with you?
Sure, most definitely.
Okay. Well, first thing I noticed was Melodic went to #1 in the UK Top 30 Soul Charts in 2011. Can you tell us about how that felt? Can you tell us about that?
You said, can I tell you?
Tell us how that felt for you to hit #1 in the UK Soul Charts. I mean,
that was one of the most amazing feelings in the world of accomplishment. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined that that could have happened for me. I give God so much glory and praise for that because I just never thought I'm so down to earth, I'm one of those, if you meet me, it's like I've known you for years. I'm one of those kind of people. I never think more highly of myself. I just always think that all of us on this earth are equal. And for that to happen for me, it was just like a shocker because, that just was like, wow, are you serious? Like little old me, this could happen for somebody like me. These kind of things don't happen for independent artists like this, So, I mean, it was the most amazing feeling of gratitude and thankfulness, first of all, to the Lord. And then the other part was just gratefulness for, people, radio DJs such as yourself that believe in independent music,
yes.
To allow us to be able to have that moment like some of the people that get the Grammys and these awards. Otherwise, we would not have that type of moment. So oh my gosh, that was the best feeling in the world.
That's wonderful. So how did Melodic do stateside? Because I didn't get any information on that. How was it on the stateside?
I didn't really hear you. I'm having problems on the phone and I'm over.
Sorry, I was just saying, how did Melodic do as an album in the USA? I mean, it was charted here in the UK. Did it chart in the USA as well?
You know what? I don't really have a lot of. I did see Melodic on a couple of jazz charts because we did do some promotion through the Smooth Jazz channel. But it's not, in America, soul music is not really as celebrated as some other genres out here. Every place in the world, you have, the musical influences are different. You have some certain genres that people in certain, areas take more to. And so where I'm at, in California, it's, soul music is just, it's like it's gone. It's like it's disappearing. Soul, R&B, you barely even see it, and even smooth jazz has a very small, little small genre in America out here. So it's really hard, to get the support of soul music out here in the U.S. It really is.
Wow, because you see, we have so many listeners from the USA. There is such an interest in our station from America. It's amazing that, that they're not playing it, but you've got people out there that like it and are interested in it.
Yeah, and that's the funny part about it, that if you just because you have so many listeners, calling in from America, that just shows you right there that they're not playing it because they're going to UK stations just to get that good music that we grew up on,
Well, there you go. You see, because it's still extremely popular here in the UK, and there's a lot of new soul music as well coming out of our own independent artists here in the UK, and a lot of American independent artists like yourself who are still producing wonderful tunes, and it's great. And I noticed actually that Melodic was named one of the top albums of the year in 2011. And you were honoured with other artists such as Jill Scott, Kindred, Eric Benet, Julie Dexter, Mesa, and Brian McKnight. I mean, fantastic. What a list.
Yes, that I am so grateful for that. It's just, but it's like, even though you're grateful, but then on the other part, it's like a sad moment too, because once you reach something like that, you always are trying to hit that, like, okay, I got to get another album out there, got to top that. So it's like you're never satisfied.
Well, They just they call that sort of dedication and and aspiring to be the best. So I think that's a wonderful thing, to always try and top the album you had before or make it a bit further up the charts on this particular tune. What a wonderful thing! How lovely is that?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Ah, that's great. And then you won the Rising Stars of the Desert Music Video Award in 2012, which was presented to you at quite an amazing event, wasn't it? Can you tell us about that one?
Yeah. Oh, that was great too. I actually, my husband and I were driving down the street and we heard that they were doing a contest. And I'm not the contest type of person. For some reason, even when I play games, I always lose. So I always think, I'm not going to, And so my husband said, well, just, submit your music video. So I had a song that I had wrote on my Love Letters album called For Love. And I did a music video on that. And so it's in-house edited. I did it myself. It kind of has that delayed type of thing behind the voice when you speak. It's so funny. But I did submit the song, and I was so surprised when they called me and said that I was, up for runnings for that award.
Lovely.
And so very popular place down here called Fantasy Springs. It's a casino, but they also, all of the like shows that they do. Diana Ross came down there and performed. Like anybody that comes out this way and performs, they perform there. And they did a award show there, and I performed that song, and I won. And I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah, wonderful. How lovely. Oh.
Yeah, so that was like a great moment.
Oh, it's so lovely to hear your excitement and fun with the music. I mean, that's just wonderful, Gina. Just absolutely lovely to hear you laughing and being fun with it. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So 3 gospel albums and 5 soul albums later, and the latest one being Songbird, which is your current release, isn't it? Can you tell us about the inspiration behind the album Songbird?
You know what I try to do in everything. My whole mission in life is to spread love. I'm one big ball of happiness, and I just love to love people. I love happiness. I love joy around me. I love beautiful things around me. And I have a wonderful relationship, and I, been blessed with a great husband. And so I love igniting love in people, whether it's through relationships, whether it's through brotherly love, through people loving one another. So that's pretty much the inspiration behind mostly all of my albums, is to show love, love in relationship, love for mankind, and just talking about things that make a better life for people, more things that are more positive and uplifting.
What a beautiful thing.
That's pretty much motivation behind mostly all of my music, that I do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a beautiful thing, and because Songbird, when was Songbird released exactly?
It was released in January of this year.
Yeah, because actually, I saw that you're actually working on another album right now, aren't you? That you're looking at releasing in the fall. I'll say autumn for the UK listeners, because they'll know what autumn is. But in the fall, you're looking at a new album, aren't you?
Yes, it's in September 28th. That's going to be my newest release.
Oh wow! And can you tell us what it's going to be called, or is that a secret?
It's going to be called oh my gosh, Funk Rhythm and Soul. Funk Rhythm and Soul.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we've actually got some tracks from this, haven't we? Funk Rhythm and Soul that you've sent forward to us.
Yeah, it's a little teaser. Some teaser singles.
Yeah, because we're going to be putting those around your feature as well, so we make sure that people hear sort of some upfront stuff from Gina Carey, as well as the stuff from the previous album. So it's going to be absolutely lovely, and we can't wait to do that. So looking forward. So what are your favourite couple of tracks off of that album, Gina?
On the album that's coming out now?
Yeah. What are your favourite couple of tracks?
Okay. Well, let's see. I like. I love funk music. I love funk. So I would say probably On Fire. The three that I have, In Love, On Fire, and what is that? On and On.
Wow.
So I think that would be those are my three and I chose to release those as my singles, actually. So those are some of my three favorites, but there's more in there that I like.
I'm sure. Well, if I look on next week's rotation list under Gina Carey, I have On Fire and In Love on the rotation this week. So ahead of your feature, we're gonna play those for you anyway.
Okay.
So they'll be going out this week, and what we'll do is we'll tweet it so you know that we've done it, and that'll be great. And on your feature week, of course, we also produce mini casts of what we do, and this interview goes out on the Friday of that week. So it's a short week that week because we have a national holiday here in the UK. It will start on the Tuesday, so it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we have this interview, which will be fantastic.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I noticed also that you performed with the iconic band Rolls Royce. I saw them recently in London, actually. Tell us what that was like.
Yeah, we actually, my husband and I, and the band that we play with, our band is called Urban Soul Project. We actually opened for them, and that was also an amazing experience. Rolls Royce, all of them are beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful hearts. Really, we were. My husband is good friends with a few other members of the band, and so it was a great experience. I love Rolls Royce, and one of my favorite movies is Car Washing.
Definitely, yeah. I'll go with the favorite movie thing. Without a doubt, yeah, because they were in London only about 3 weeks ago. They performed at the Coronet in London alongside Crown Heights Affair. Absolutely fantastic evening.
Yes.
And
yes.
we thoroughly enjoyed that. So we've recently seen those ourselves, and so we like to get out and about to those sorts of things. So, what about the future then, Gina? What are you looking at, sort of moving forward in your musical career? What things are you looking forward to doing?
Well, what I do is I just try to take on one day at a time. As I get inspiration, I just continue. Of course, I want to continue to make music. I really, really enjoy being an independent artist. I love the freedom of making, the decisions of when I want to release an album and, what I want to put on the album. And I can put me into it, and I don't have, anyone taking who I am away from me, So I really look forward to putting out more music, working on my skill as a producer to become a better producer, with everything that is entitled with that, a better writer, a better vocalist. So just constantly perfecting that, and everything else is in God's hands. Whatever His will is for my life, I'm okay with that. I'm just enjoying the musical journey. I'm enjoying, meeting everyone and having these interviews and just enjoying where I am in life right now. So I don't even think about it. I just know that I put myself in the position to do what I need to do, and whatever God has for me, I'm open for it.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. And, being yourself and being able to be yourself, I think is one of the great blessings of being an independent artist. And, it in some ways can be slightly disadvantaged because you don't have that great sort of record label promo thing behind you. But at least you can be you. You can be yourself, and you can do your music your way. And that, I think, is that comes through in your music for sure, and it's lovely to hear, absolutely lovely to hear.
Thank you so much.
No problem at all. I was going to ask you, what's your favourite colour, Gina?
Well, my favourite colour is turquoise.
Turquoise, right? Yeah, because I saw you wearing a turquoise dress. It was on. I think it might even be on your website. You're wearing a sort of turquoisey floral dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice too. Very lovely.
Thank you.
I
had a lovely lady. She's a beautiful person on the inside. Beautiful. And she did my pictures. And it was Laura Little Hunt. And she took my pictures, and I mean, she did such an amazing job. Oh, my gosh. I'm so proud of the pictures that she took. So she's excellent.
Yeah, I mean, you are a very sort of colourful person in your pictures. The one we have on our website, the jewellery that you're wearing is very bright. The colouring, I don't know if you've seen it, but the Gina Carey picture there,
thank you.
It looks absolutely great. I'll put it up on the website, and the radio station's producer said to me, wow, that picture looks great of Gina. Love it.
Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Absolutely wonderful. Is there anything before we close that you'd like to say to your fans, well, across the world, because we are a world radio station. We broadcast on the internet, so we can be heard everywhere, but also to your fans here in the UK. Is there anything you'd like to tell them?
Yes. Well, first I wanted to say thank you very much for this amazing opportunity and this wonderful interview. And I thank you and the station and Anna for this beautiful opportunity. Second of all, I want to tell everyone who has supported me in one way or the other. It doesn't matter whether you bought the album or not, just the encouraging words, the love. I just want to say I love you very much, and I appreciate every one of you very much for all that you've done. Just the strength that you give me continues to inspire me to be the woman that I am. And, of course, I always want to give glory to God, because without Him I would be nothing.
Of course. That is absolutely lovely, Gina. So if any of our listeners want to buy your album, where can they go to get it? Would that be iTunes?
Yes, I do have all of my music is archived on iTunes and Amazon, CD Baby. And then, of course, there's other places. If you just Google the name, you can find it online at other places, I'm sure. Some streaming sites like Spotify, also eMusic, and, Simply Soul, I believe they have some too. So you can just kind of look over and I'm sure you can find the new album will be also available at all of those locations as well. So you can just Google me and the name of the album, and I'm sure it will pop right up.
Wonderful. And you're on Twitter and you're on Facebook, so that's wonderful.
Yes, I am on Twitter and on Facebook, Gina Carey Sings, and that's both my Facebook and my Twitter.
Wonderful. Just so our listeners know where to find you if they want to send you a message or anything like that, because they do like to get involved, Gina. They really do. So that would be wonderful that they now know. I personally want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us here at Sound Fusion Radio. It's been an absolute honour for me talking to you today, and you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much.
Thank you, too, and it's been the same, and you don't even have to thank me. I am so honored to do this, and I really am grateful to meet you and talk with you. Thank you for what you do for us.
Absolutely wonderful. Maybe later on in the year we can talk again when other things happen. That'll be wonderful.
Okay.
So
all right, sounds great.
Nothing really remains then but for me to wish you an absolutely blessed day, and we'll be enjoying your feature in a week or so's time from here.
All right, sounds great.
Okay, Gina, you have a lovely day now. You take care.
Bye-bye, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. And that was the wonderful Gina Carey there in interview with me on Sound Fusion Radio. And we did do the feature, and what a lovely feature it's been, Gina Carey there. And the tracks that she named during that interview being In Love, On Fire and On, I've actually scheduled into the playlist today because I wanted to play her favourite tracks from the new album around her feature there with the interview. So big thanks going out to the delightful Gina Carey for that interview. Very lovely indeed.
Hi, this is Gina Carey. Why not join Glossy for breakfast on Sound Fusion Radio? It's the soulful way to start your day.